Welcome to Krome Cast. Check it out. We're back once again in 2023 for the first podcast of the new year, and today we're talking about the advancements in AI. So, Mr. Mills, can you specifically tell us what we're talking about today?
Yeah, I think the plan is everyone else has had their say on ChatGPT so far, so we thought we'd have ours. We're going to talk around the advancements in AI, ChatGPT and others, a specific bit about ChatGPT, and then something about security and the implications of ChatGPT on the security market space.
Cool. So, ChatGPT.
Yeah. Well, advancements in AI first.
Okay.
Yeah,
well, I'm just diving into ChatGPT, but I was scared the devil at me, but okay. The whole advancement in AI is obviously a big piece. Like I said, everyone else has had their bit, but let's stick our oar into that conversation.
Yeah, I mean, there's masses coming from it. It's coming really quickly. It amazes me how it's been around for quite a while, but suddenly it seemed to hit sort of a critical mass just before Christmas, and everybody suddenly went, "Oh my goodness, look what this can do!"
Yeah.
And yeah, it can. Quite frankly, GPT 3.5 is out, and it's doing big things already.
Doing lots of homework.
Yeah, it's doing lots of homework. Absolutely. Yep. Colleges, universities, etc. worried, but there's other things out there. I mean, there's people using ChatGPT in commercial implementations. The engine behind it is writing copywriting, so marketing people using it for things like that. There's loads of people using it for things like generating code, all that sort of stuff. We'll come on to ChatGPT specifically in a minute. Yeah. But there's other things out there. There's DALL-E, which is the imaging one. We've talked around the fact that, I mean, I've had conversations with people around the fact that there is concerns for copywriting genuine imagery, and stuff is being so accurately represented as an artist-specific work that it's causing challenges right now. We, as you know, part owner a design business. They've had to already update all of their T's and C's and everything to say anybody creating content using AI can't then try and sell it through their marketplace, because they could be creating it based on someone else's style. And all of a sudden you've got huge issues there. There's things out there. I mean, there's one out there that'll do podcasts now. We're going to be replaced doing this fairly soon. It'll be all over. So yeah, I mean,
not such a bad thing.
Yeah, exactly. It creates avatars for you. You tell it what you want to do a podcast on. It'll go off and create you a podcast. But there's editing ones. Kaya behind the camera. There's editing ones that are going to replace her soon. Take long form video and edit it down into short clips and things. I mean, everything with YouTube Shorts and all the rest of it, and TikTok.
Everyone in this room essentially becomes
we're all out of a job. But there's all of that sort of stuff going on. There's ones that will take all your social media and manage those for you. There's one that will go through LinkedIn, that will sit there and try and build relationships with people for you, and then if you're in sales, it'll go out and say, right, I'm going to build a relationship with all these people, and the ones that it successfully manages to build a relationship for, it'll hand back over to you. There you go, you can now talk to this person because they're happy to talk to you on and all of that day-to-day human interaction. So you've got social media, or anti-social media as it potentially should be known, is then going to be taken into all these other platforms, and the ability to interact. Everybody's been out there pushing all these various different things you need to do to get your name out there, and all of a sudden AI is going to mean that it's doing it all for you. Where's the genuine content? So
it's interesting. I mean, obviously there's some very practical and good uses of AI, especially in our industry. We see it things around security and excuse me, doing thousands and thousands of actions that a human couldn't possibly do, and that's brilliant. But I find it quite terrifying when you talk about the fact that we're joking about people in this room could be replaced, but legitimately 5-10 years, where do those jobs go? Is that a case of these jobs disappear, or do they evolve?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there was conversation years ago around, robotics is coming for the blue collar jobs, the sort of bricklayers, the plumbers, etc.
Truck drivers, all that stuff.
Yeah, truck drivers maybe because of self-driving vehicles, etc. But all of the stuff that require someone to do something, actually that's the stuff that's not necessarily going to get replaced. It's the stuff that is task workers. So I mean, they're talking about sort of contact center agents and all the rest of it. And a lot of that being replaced by AI. Who knows? It's
There's some contact centers I've called. I reckon it'd be better.
Yeah, possibly. But yeah, all of those things out there that potentially could be impacted by AI in the very near future. And I think what ChatGPT has done is bring that whole thing that was over here and make it suddenly here, and everybody's suddenly paying attention, because it's very easy and very real to go out and do or create. I remember showing it to you last year, and you saying, "Oh, it's fine, I'm not really interested." And I showed you what it could do, and you're suddenly like, "Oh my goodness, hang on." So, and I think that's been the general reaction of the general public.
It's Skynet.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, there's I mean, if you look at Boston Dynamics, you've got the dog that Boston Dynamics created.
Yeah.
It's done some amazing stuff.
Yeah.
But there's a couple of guys in the US who've strapped assault rifles to the back of them and got them patrolling their houses on security duty. That worries me. Yeah, the software misidentifies you coming home from work. You've got a problem.
Yeah, so there's real dangers, obviously, which,
Yeah.
but it's going nowhere. That's the thing. It's not going to go. Well, it's just
It's not going to stop. We've gone past that point.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so if we focus in on ChatGPT, which is obviously Microsoft's main push to market at the moment, they've invested billions in it. Yeah. Billions, absolutely billions. But they're starting to bring it and commercialise it. It's not been commercialised till this year. You can now buy it in the Azure marketplace. So if you're using Azure to do various different things for you, you might be running your website, doing analytics in the background. There's been the various different tools that you could use in the background to analyse things. So you've been able to do speech analytics, you've been able to look at OCR, all that sort of stuff. But all of a sudden, you've got AI, full-on AI in there, able to do things, and it's at a really, really, really cost-effective rate. I mean, it's fractions of a cent per 1,000 credits. And 1,000 credits about 750 characters of text. So you can start to chuck it at what people are putting into anything and read it and understand it and do things with it really quickly.
The automation piece, so take this and automate, etc.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's coming really quickly. I mean, Microsoft are doing it with Teams. If you look at Teams Premium, which is out there now, essentially they're taking minutes from your meetings, automatically creating tasks for people, so you can say after this meeting these are the tasks and these are the owners, etc. And they're doing a load of other stuff with it, like creating templates for future meetings, so saying, okay, this is all the stuff you discussed and you've got a meeting coming up,
this comes next.
And this comes next, and that sort of stuff is just the first iteration of it.
The pace of it, like you say, the pace that's happened, and that's brilliant, but you just think about the amount of the I'm listening to that going, that's great, so it takes X amount out of my day, but also makes my PA redundant to a certain extent, right? So, but then it's obviously, let's say the evolution, people's jobs, I guess, will evolve. You've got to have a level of overwatch on it. So who watches the Watchmen type stuff, right? Someone's got to actually look at that and go, is that correct? So the day-to-day, excuse me, I guess that the churn of the role changes, but someone has to make sure that's apt and on point and doing the right things, right? So does it help by just taking out the mundane elements of what we do, giving us time to focus laser beam on the really important bits, or should we all be terrified?
It's a bit of both, I think. I think right now there's a load of security built into it that is supposed to not let it do things. But we know that people are out there using it for malware generation. They're using it to, I mean, you can go and get it to create you some code. If you don't tell it what you're doing and you get it to create a piece of code here and a piece of code here and a piece of code there, it can speed up software development massively by then saying, okay, someone's created some malware and they take those three elements and put them together. They've just got ChatGPT to do most of it for them. I mean, our development team, I was chatting to them the other day, sometimes if they're kind of, okay, how can I make this work? They'll ask ChatGPT and it will come back with a piece of code. Normally doesn't work first time, so you still need the skill, but they're, okay, I can now take it and get it to do this, or I can get it to do that. And they tune
That's
that.
the point, is saving the...
Takes 2 hours work into 20 minutes.
There you go. I cheated, used an Excel formula, very basic though, they should be able to work out myself, but I chucked it in there because it gave me the answer immediately, rather than me sitting there trying to work out if, that's, and others, and it took me half a day.
That's it. And you look at what Microsoft are doing with it, they're about, I think they might even have done it already, adding it into Dynamics to try and take on Salesforce. They've got Google really worried because they're talking about adding it into Bing and search. It's the first time Google have seen a proper threat to their search market space
not been
in
challenged at
years.
all, never have they?
No.
We just said today, when you think about Google, you chuck tell me about or find, and you just get a plethora of page after page after page. You then have to sift through and work out where's what I want to know.
Yeah.
Whereas ChatGPT, so they tell me exactly, and it goes, this.
Yeah.
Job done.
Exactly.
Okay. So I think we should probably need to. This is all quite scary. Let's deal more into the scary element of it, how people are really leveraging that, and
I mean,
if anything, can we do?
If you get into the security side of it, first of all, you've got whether the content's real. So you've got what they call AI hallucinations, which is essentially you get to the point where there was a case last week before, of an artist who basically asked ChatGPT if he was dead. And ChatGPT said yes, because it was understanding what's out on the internet. And he tried to argue with it. No, I'm not dead. I'm actually talking to you right now. Well, yes, you are dead, because here's an obituary I read of you and another obituary over here, and there's some evidence here, here, and here. And at the moment, AI is hallucinating about real things because there's enough evidence out there in the internet. So that's dangerous in the first place, because people will take whatever they read from these things as gospel.
Yep.
So you need to still use your brain to filter it a bit, or do your own research.
Yep.
Even though it can speed things up and give you a lot of stuff very, very quickly, you've got to be able to say, is that real, or is it an AI hallucination?
There's still the human element, right? So that's someone still has to stop and check that and go, are you correct?
Yeah.
Someone with conscious.
Yeah, with a conscience.
Yeah.
Absolutely, that's exactly it. And that's going to, I'm sure, be filtered. And I think it's going to get better and better and better. They're going to get better and better about finding out real things, also linking it up to real data sources, because there's only a certain amount of data in it at the moment. As they link it up to more and more real data sources, you can imagine governments opening up things like, so is someone dead? Well, let's open up a death register to it. It'll know. Because it'll be able to go and, can I trawl this? Can I find anything? When you think about the data is open source essentially at the moment, there's so much data out there under the Freedom of Information Act. You start requesting all of that data and feeding it to the AI, it's going to get infinitesimally smarter. But that brings its dangers with it. And that part of those dangers are things like the people using it for malware at the moment, for phishing specifically. You can be really targeted with phishing if you've got an AI engine that can go and learn about someone, learn about what they're doing, and then specifically, okay, so I know you are this person and you do this, rather than a mass, would you like to, or you've just...
Please transfer £10,000 to this account because Bob said so type stuff.
Or the usual,
way more targeted.
Your sister told me that you've that I need you to get me a $100 Amazon card or whatever. I don't have a sister, that's what I do, but in those situations, that's the situations where you can say, okay, AI will make that infinitesimally smarter because it'll learn about people and go, your brother so-and-so who's travelling here at the moment has just contacted me
in
and
this time zone, etc., etc.
Yeah, and it'll be smarter than that, but people are using it for that sort of thing, which is a concern, along with the code generation. And then impersonation, ChatGPT is going to allow people that have relatively little knowledge to get out there and impersonate people and to know about people and do a lot more very, very quickly. So there's a lot of good it can do, but there's a lot of bad it can do too.
Well, I guess in summary, that is, should we be terrified? Maybe.
Yep.
But not too much as yet.
Yeah, I think you've got to adopt these things and say that you look at social media and how fast it came into the world. It exploded and it made a change to everything everybody does every day.
Yeah.
Is it all good? Certainly not.
No.
Is it policed at the moment? Certainly not. AI is kind of the next wave. If you think about the internet coming on in the 90s, social media coming on sort of 10 years later, we're 10 years on from that. AI is the next phase, and we'll be looking back at it in 10 years going, okay, was that good or was that bad?
We won't be doing this in 10 years, it'll be automated, but let's step back in a year. I think it'd be interesting in 12 months' time and see how we're all using it, how it's adopted, whether we are sitting here doing this or it's two avatars, whether Cara sat there or we've automated it.
Yep.
Certainly save us some time on a Monday morning.
Indeed.
Cool, so thanks very much.
Welcome.
And thank you for joining us again on Krome Cast. Check it out. Please remember to like, subscribe and share, and use ChatGPT. Leave comments in the section below and we'll try and put it into the next episode. Check it out.